What was expected became official last night in game number 5 in Boston between the Celtics and the Heat. But we held out hope maybe because the last time these two teams faced off inside TD Garden, despite Boston being the NBA's best home team all year long, it was the Heat with a franchise record in the postseason, 23 made threes to pull off the upset. 23 made threes in game number 2. Take off 20. That's how many Miami made in game number 5. Just 3 made triples for the Heat and not much offense outside of that. Only 84 points. And Boston on the other side scores 118. Both games we saw in the NBA decided by 30 plus last night as the Celtics wrap up the opening round series over the shorthanded Heat. 118-94. The Celtics cover as a 14-point home favorite. A total that closed at 200. 200 flat, barely goes over because of the 118 Boston scored. That's a total of 202 combined points. The Celtics win this series in 5 games over Miami.
There aren't many takeaways from the series because we always expected the Boston Celtics to win this once we found out that Jimmy Butler probably wasn't going to be available for this set. But also, you know what I like? Sometimes you have to get the attention of a team that you expect to win a championship. And that might have already happened here with the Miami Heat winning game number 2 because you saw how Miami responded and you saw how the Boston Celtics responded to that. It was games 3 and 4 in your building where you might be able to make a series of this. That was quickly taken away in blowout victories for the Boston Celtics. Yeah. Then when you return home and then you see the injuries still continue to pile up on the Miami Heat, you were wondering where the scoring was going to come from. Wouldn't come from anywhere last night outside of Bam Adebayo getting 23 points. But you saw that 118-84 final. This is what you're supposed to do as a championship team. And also, there wasn't any like, well, we couldn't blow them out by more than 10 because we didn't have Porzingis. They didn't have Porzingis. It didn't matter at all because guys are coming off the bench, splashing 5 triples down. Derek White again, splashing 5 more triples himself in that basketball game. The Boston Celtics are really good. The Miami Heat are really injured. This is what's supposed to happen. A quick gentleman's sweep, and away you go into the second round for the Boston Celtics.
Sam Hauser hit 5 triples last night off the bench. Derek White, 5 more threes after 8 made triples in game number 4. Derek White and Jaylen Brown leading the way for Boston last night, both scoring 25 points. Boston blitzed Miami, leaving zero doubt last night. 41 points for the C's in the opening quarter, a quarter where I believe they made at least 9 threes, maybe even 10, when all was said and done. Again, they left little doubt that they could even cover as a 14-point home favorite. All 4 wins for the Celtics in this series by at least 14 points. Games 2 and 5 go over. The other 3 games stay under. Boston now, Donnie, in the regular season and now in the playoffs, has played 44 games inside TD Garden. They have won 39 of them outright. They have been booked as a favorite in all 44, 24, 18, and 2 against the number. And it goes back to what we said down the home stretch of the NBA regular season. The Celtics are the NBA championship favorites, and Boston is going to hold home floor advantage the entirety of the way throughout the Eastern Conference playoffs and even into a potential NBA final series against Denver, OKC, or Minnesota. Any team from the Western Conference, in fact. That's a huge key for the Celtics. Again, the favorites to win the NBA title at plus 115, even with Kristaps Porzingis' status a little bit uncertain moving into the second round.
No, it certainly is. And you can also give them now extra time to relax where you're not going to be pressed for playing that next game. And do you need them because it's a key pivotal game? You weren't getting forced there with the Miami Heat, and we knew that. Quite frankly, in round number 2, you're probably not going to get forced either way as is. What you're looking for now is Porzingis to be healthy maybe for the Eastern Conference Finals and into the NBA Finals. But that's a deep basketball team with a lot of scoring options off the bench that they can use. And quite frankly, I don't think they need Porzingis in the next round. But to win an NBA championship, I do believe they're going to need the big man healthy and ready to produce here. But that's good signs for the Boston Celtics. Just getting back to, Ben, you got our attention, Miami Heat. Now let's wipe you off the floor the next 3 games in advance. And they did that.
The Celtics greater than a $2 favorite to win the East. Minus 230. Look at how the Eastern Conference is laying out. We'll go big picture in our next segment. But we have the Pacers favored by 8 at home tonight to win their opening round series. See you, Milwaukee. The New York Knicks and the Sixers in a battle. Boston's next opponent is the winner of the set between the Cavaliers and the Magic. Orlando a 4-point favorite for game number 6 tomorrow night at home. That would, if the odds follow, force a game 7 back in Cleveland. Boston is sitting pretty at this moment to win the East and maybe get that elusive NBA championship.